Video number 3, we're going to learn about a very cool tool called Revolve today, and Revolve Cut. And in order to do that, we're going to start with a new part. So if you haven't saved your old one, do it. If you have, close it down. I'm just going to save it somewhere. Okay, anyway, so that's done. Close it down. And we want to make a new part, so go up to the little drop down, click new, choose part, click OK. As a habit, make sure it's set to MMGS as we said last time, because if someone's been on the computer before you and messed with this, trust me, if you've spent the day drawing a whole object in feet and inches and not realized it, and then send it to the 3D printer and it comes out taller than a human, you get pretty angry. So check that before you start, because it's a real pain to change afterwards. Okay, so we're going to start with sketch. So we click sketch, and we're going to start by just revolving. We're going to revolve a bunch of different shapes. So I'm going to get you to take 3 different images today, and when I tell you to, make sure you screen grab it. So we're going to start with just a square, and going to draw it on the front plane, although it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to draw my square somewhere over to the left, so click it. I'm going to put some dimensions on it, smart dimension, and I'm going to make it 25 and 25. Click the tick. Right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a line tool, and before I draw anything, I'm going to go down here and select this option for construction. Okay, tick the box. Then somewhere over here to the right, I'm going to click and draw a vertical, make sure it's vertical line. It doesn't actually matter if it's not vertical, I'll show you what effect that has in a minute. Okay, it's quite cool, but if I make it vertical, there we go. When you're done with the line tool, just press escape or right click and change to select. Alright, so it's deselected. And now we're going to specify how far this is from our line. So we're going to get a smart dimension, we're going to click this side, we're going to come over and then click the vertical line, so we get this dimension, and let's make that 60. Click the tick. Okay, now you might be wondering, where is this going? Well, the magic is about to be revealed. So if you click on features now, we're now today going to use a different one called Revolved Boss Base, and the picture is a clue. What it does is it takes a shape and then we'll rotate that shape around an axle. Okay, so choose Revolve Boss Base, and it should be smart enough to pick it up already. It's realized that the axis is line 5, i.e. it's picked it, and it's automatically chosen the feature. Okay, it might, what you'll see it's done then is taken that square and basically like a compass has drawn it round. If you want to see or change that halfway, you could do 180 degrees in this box, and you'll see we've got that shape spun 180 degrees around that central pivot. If you go out to axis of revolution and delete it, and then say choose this, you actually end up with a half moon cheese shape. And that's exactly what you would get if you spun this shape around that point. Likewise, you could change your axis, just going to delete it again, to there. And then, sorry, if you chose the vertical one, sorry, my delete, let's delete that. There we go. So now we get the same thing but spun vertically, okay? Anyway, I want you to leave it as being that axis, so we're going to choose that one. And I want you to leave it as 180 degrees. I think that's fine. Okay, there we go. And we have made our first revolved shape. Now, I was saying, what happens if you put this line at an angle? Well, we'll find out. How do we modify drawing? We go back to the feature. If it was a sketch, we expand it. So for this, we're actually going to have to go in and edit the sketch. So we go in and click this one, edit sketch. Okay, now at the moment, it won't let me move that line. And that's because it's got this little green I am vertical symbol that's saying I'm locked vertical, you can't change me. If you click that symbol and delete it, you'll find you can now, or should now be able to, potentially, sorry I can't, I might have to delete this line as well. Sorry, there we go, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so can you see what this is doing? Now I deleted the dimension. If I put that at an angle, can you see how that's changed how my revolution will work? And this is really powerful, look. Okay, bring it back. I know it's a little bit of a mind mind bend, okay? So I want you to bring that, and we're going to put it at an actual angle now. So remember, you had to delete that little green constraint, delete the dimension, and now we're going to put an angle between these two. So we're going to go Smart Dimension, click the vertical side of here, and then click your line. You see it's changed to an angle? I want you to set that to 45 degrees and click the tick. Okay, now it may go a bit weird. You might have to click this back button up here for it to update, but there we go. How cool is that? All right, we have taken a square and twisted it round a shape, all right? And this can be very, very useful as you go forward. So for your first image, I'd like you to build that as I've done it, and to prove you've done it yourself, I want you to put a 10mm fillet on each of these here, okay? So that spike, that spike, that spike, and that spike. I'll do one for you, you can do all four. Good. So that's one, you're going to do all four. Okay, cool. All right, take a screen grab of that and off you go. Put it on your page. Okay, when you've done your screenshot, we're going to just get rid of that and we're going to make a brand new shape. So I'm just going to go and delete everything in my history now. All right, so all I did there was hold down Shift, select all of those things, right click, delete. Okay, ignore that. There we go. You may have to do it twice. There we go, got rid of the sketch. Okay, I'm back to normal. So we're going to make a new sketch and we're going to make a hemisphere for our next party trick. So make a sketch. Now, if the work planes aren't appearing, you can also find them over here on the left. Look, so pick any work plane you want. I'm going to pick the front. And if it's not automatically looking at it, you can also right click on here. And you see this icon, fourth one along, normal to, that spins our view so as though you're looking straight down onto the bit of paper. Right, to make a hemisphere, we're going to pick the circle tool, and it doesn't matter really, drag out a circle. Okay, and I'm going to drag out another circle from the center, and we're going to make, this is going to seem a bit difficult to understand at first, but we're going to learn about another tool called trim. So we're going to take the line tool and we're going to go from the middle of the circle and just drag out a horizontal line past it. Okay, press escape when you're done, pick the line tool again, and we're going to draw a vertical line down, make sure it is vertical, press escape when you're done, and now we're going to trim away a bunch of this stuff that we don't work. So you'll see this tool here called trim. It's really cool to use. Just imagine it's like a knife. So if you click and hold and drag the mouse through the bits you want to cut off, like that, and I also want to cut that bit, okay? Good. We're now going to change some things. So I'm going to click the tick on the trim tool because I'm done with it. I'm going to pick this line in the middle and I want to change it to for construction, okay? Because we want to use this as just an axis. We don't actually want to make anything, but you'll see that's now left a hollow shape at the end of my quadrant. We need to join that back up, and this is a good learning curve as well. If I take the line tool and join that dot to that dot, can you see how this has gone grey or blue? That's very important. Click the tick. When it goes blue, it means SolidWorks detects it as a shape that is an outline, i.e. one that you can actually make 3D. If it's not shaded grey, it means it's what's called a broken loop. It's kind of infinite. It doesn't end because it doesn't form up a loop, and therefore it wouldn't actually do anything with it. So that's a good tip. If you say, for instance, if I do this and try and revolve it, there's an obvious break there. If I go to Features, Revolve, it says Sketch is currently open, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it means what you're trying to revolve hasn't got a loop, okay? So instead, I'm going to go back, edit my sketch, and put my line on there. There we go, making it grey, and now we've got a shape that can be revolved. Right, I do want you to put some sizes on it, so Smart Dimension, and I want you to make the outside curve, let's make it a radius of 100. Okay, and the inside curve, a radius of, let's say, 75. Okay, you see how it modifies if you've built everything correctly? Good. And to make our hemisphere, we go to Features, Revolve, and again, it's been smart enough to pick line 2 as the axis. Okay, click tick. There we go. So we have made a hemisphere. Quite a useful tool. The Revolve tool, you can do lots and lots and lots of things with it. You just need to practice with it. All right. So for instance, that'll be screenshot number 2 for this video. So take a screen grab of that. Remember, change your background to white. And if you want, you can turn off shadows, look. So untick this box. Okay, so take your screen grab of that. And for the final one, we're going to make a donut. In fact, no, I'm going to make you make a donut. So for the third picture, use the Revolve tool to make a donut. The advice I'm going to give you is you need a circle. So I know I've drawn out a square here. You're going to need a circle and a line. If you think about it, a donut is just a circle that's been spun around a line that's a distance from it. So your third challenge, make me a donut, and I really fancy a donut now. Upload the picture to OneNote, and that should probably do us for this video.